Hi everyone, I've created this package which generates multiple files for you without writing any single line of code. So this is the output from one of these files. So we have this sorting on multiple columns. We have this Ajax pagination being implemented. We can do a search. We can update a record. We can remove a record, and we can also create a new record. And of course, there is validation being implemented. All these features are customizable. You can enable or disable any one of them, and moreover you also get the code files, so you can make changes in those files to implement any functionality that is not supported by the package. So let us see how we can use this package. Before we use this package, we need to have a Laravel project. So let us create one using Laravel new and then the project name, and this will install the Laravel framework and all its dependencies. There we go. Now I'm going to cd into it, and I'm going to use Laravel Breeze for authentication, and that will also install Tailwind CSS as well as Alpine.js. So this is the command, and there we go. And now we need to follow these steps. First of all, we need to run this command, and then we need to run npm install and npm run dev. And now we need to run all the migration using php artisan migrate, and there we go, all the tables have been created. So let us start this server using php artisan serve and open up the browser, and there we go. One last thing that we need to do is we also need to install Livewire that is not installed by a Breeze, so we can do so using composer require livewire/livewire. Well, once the package has been installed, we need to go to our layouts located in sources. We use layouts app.play.php. Here I need to install the Livewire styles as well as the Livewire scripts. And now our project has the tall stack installed. So let us just register a user, and now we are redirected to the dashboard and we are ready to use our package. Now behind the scene, I've created this products table with all these fields, and I've also created a route, this one, which opens up this products.play.php. Currently it is mostly empty with just the menu and the layout being defined, and also I've included all the links to the products in the navigation file, and this is how it currently looks. So if I click on the products, we get nothing. It is currently empty. So what we would like to do over here is we would like to have display all the products in our system, and then give the user the ability to add, edit, or delete a product, as well as the sorting and searching. So this is where our package comes into play. We are going to use our package to generate all these Livewire files. So let us install this package using this command, and there we go, our package has been installed. And if we go to this URL, which would now be available, tall CRUD generator, and this is the page that we get. This is the config page where we can define all the options. However, if we check the documentation, we should do the in the recommended way. So currently this page, it doesn't have any menu and anything, and so if we check the documentation, the recommended way is that we should disable the route method, and then we should include this Livewire component in our view. So let us do that. Let us first of all publish this configuration file. I'm going to copy this command and paste over here. So this would publish the config file, and if we go to our editor and open up the config folder, we'll have this config file. We see that we have a URL which we can change to anything else. However, as recommended, we are just going to disable it to false. And now what we need to do is we need to create a new view where we are going to display this config page. So I'm just going to create a new view, and I'm going to call it tall CRUD generator. Let's just call it CRUD generator, and same thing would be the view, and I'm also going to give the same thing to the route name. So let me include this link in the navigation file, which comes with pre's. There we go. Next we need to create the view file, the CRUD generator. So that would be very similar to this product split. So I'm going to copy and paste over here. Remember, all these things we are only doing one time for the packages installed. So here we go, and I'm going to change the heading over here, and over here I'm going to include the Livewire component which is present over here. Now I'm going to copy that in our view. So let us test this one out. See, if I open up my browser, if I reload it, we get this 404. That's because we have disabled, so that is good. So now if we go to the dashboard, we have this link, and here we get the config page linked to our menu. So without wasting much time, let's see it in action. First of all, we need to give it the model name. So I'm going to give app models and product. Next, if we click on this button, it gives us various options. It tells us that the name of the table is products, and it gives the primary key. And then we can select the primary key features, whether we want it to be displayed in the listing. We can check or uncheck it. We can decide if it should be sortable. We can also give it a label, otherwise it will auto generate the label itself based on the column. If we go down further, we have various select features. So whether we want to add model, edit model, or a delete button, of course we can check or uncheck them. It is entirely up to you. And then we can select the fields. So first of all, I'm going to select the name. We can give it a label or it will auto generate. So then we have this checkbox which tells whether to display it in the listing, in the create form, or the edit form. All of these are checked by default. However, you can uncheck them. We also want it to be searchable as well as sortable. And then within this attributes, we can decide whether the field type should be input or not. So I'm going to keep it input, and we can also give the validations. So I'm going to give it required and minimum 3 and save it. Similarly, I'm going to add other fields, and we can define the attributes. Within that, I'm going to define the validation, and here I'm also going to give it a label and define the attributes. And finally, I'm going to have include the status. I do not want it in the listing, but I do want it in the add at the edit form. And here I'm going to change the field type to checkbox. All right, so now all the fields have been added. I'm also going to make this sortable, the price column. So this is where you can define all the fields and their types. And now I'm going to enter the name of the Livewire component. So I'm going to call it products. And we also have the advanced sections. Here you can change the text of various uh, fields. So for the edit, I'm going to change it to update. For the delete, I'm going to call it remove. And there are other fields as well, which you can change or keep them as it is. So now finally I'm going to click on this generate files, and there we go. It says files have been generated successfully, and it has given us this code which we can copy in our products.play.php. Currently it is empty, and I'm going to paste it over here. If I open up this products menu, we see that it is empty. So I'm just going to save this file, and now I'm going to open it up again, and there we go. We have got all the functionality as we described in our config page. So all the sorting, searching, add, edit and delete are working as we had defined in our config page. Now one of the features for this package is that all this functionality is now no longer tied to the package. You have got Livewire component files and views files generated. So let us just dive into those files. So if we go to our editor, we see that we have this products.play.php, and over here we have got all the functionality which is related to the listing, searching, sorting, and then we have got this products child, and this contain all the functionality which is related to the add, edit and delete. So if there is anything that you would like to change which is not supported by the package, or if you have a custom business logic that you need to define, you are free to change all these files. So this is how you can use the tall CRUD generator package to generate CRUD files for your models. You can use this package for any number of projects. It is completely open source. So do download the package and let me know your comments and feedback.